Now then, hello again. Just a quick introduction to this newest video. I've decided I'm going to demonstrate a continuous line drawing. I'm going to draw this scene of the cottages on the beck at Staithes. I'll hold that there so you can screenshot that and download it. And this is the end result that we're going to aim for at the end of the video. Let's pull back a bit. And as you'll see in the video, that was literally done in one continuous line, working in my moleskin sketchbook with a 0.1 unipin fine liner. It's not a new one. The lines are a bit scratchy, but I kind of quite like that. So hope you enjoy the video, and as I say at the end, I'm going to actually add some watercolour to that in a similarly quick and loose, fast style. So watch out for that in about a week's time. All right. Thanks everybody, and take care. Bye. Okay, let's make a start then. There's the reference picture, lovely photograph of the harbour at Staithes. Sorry, not the harbour. Harbour's round there. This is the beck as it winds round under the bridge. That's cow bar up the top. So let's do it. I'm going to do this in a continuous line. And if you can look, you see where I'm holding the pen. I'm not holding the pen down there because you're restricting it, because I want to do a continuous line. I'm holding the pen up here fairly loosely. I'm never sure how these are going to turn out. That's kind of a fence there, I think. I'm fairly confident that once I finish this this drawing, it will take watercolor to make some sense of some of the elements. But I will look. I'll put some scribbles in just to remind myself that that's actually a window, and there's a matching one up here. And the trick with this continuous line technique is to find yourself a useful I'm not sure what the word is I'm looking for, a useful point that you can actually retrace your steps and end up at the where you actually need to be. But the whole point to me of a continuous line drawing such as this is that you're not looking for a clean, let's put some pen shading on that side so we remember. So you're not looking for a clean, considered, measured drawing there. That's going to come all the way down there and hopefully meet up with that. So where am I now? About here. And what I'm doing is measuring the relative positions of the various elements so I can get the proportions right. It's difficult, and it'll probably give you a headache if you've never done these before. I just stress this isn't a blind contour drawing, which is where you make your drawing, and you don't look at your sketch page or your piece of paper. You instead focus entirely. Now then, where are we? There's a bit of a fence there. You focus entirely on you look at the photograph or the reference image. There's a roof there. Now I bet you're asking, what's going to happen to all the detail? Let me just bring this in. Look, there are 3 windows there, down pipe. How am I going to get from here across there? Well, the answer is you do it very carefully. Oh, there's a window there. You do it just carefully, and it doesn't matter. Let's do that there. Let's have a look. There's another. I've never known a place with such complicated roofscapes as Staithes, but then again, that to me, that's the whole beauty of the whole thing. We'll come down there. Let's put a very faint line in for the top of Cowboy. We'll come around here. You see, you get back to it. It's like one of those puzzles where you get from side to side without, you pass a metal ring across a puzzle, and if it touches, it buzzes. It's similar to that, but not. There's no electric trap here. So let's get this in. As I said, at the moment, this really quick continuous line demonstration really won't make much sense until I get back to the colouring stage, which I will do in the next video, and hopefully get that done and uploaded next week. So here we are. This is how I'm going to get back to across to the where the windows are, and I need to come up here. We'll get the chimney stack in there. And then we'll come along, we'll strengthen you see, you can't really, I can't lift the pen, if I'm being completely honest and true to the technique. So you will kind of have some connecting lines, but as far as I'm concerned, all of that is well and good. I think it's part of the charm of the finished image. Let's go over here, and there's another narrower window there. And then up here, there's no chimney stack on this, sorry, chimney pot, but there is up here in the background. Look, there's another one there. One up there, and then that one. And I actually think, oh, there's a higher one there. I know from personal experience of being there many times, this roof, it's kind of the back of the roofs which are on the high street, the bottom of the high street in Staithes. So what I'll do now is revisit this line. Much easier to do continuous line when you've got an unruly wall. Where you can just let your line meander about. And let's put one or two of these in. Not all of them. So we'll make much more sense of this when I add colour. And you know what, I think I'm probably gonna come back down here. I'm going to call that it. So there you go. Continuous line drawing of the back of some cottages on the beck. I've used some, if you look up here, I've used a bit of hatching and scribbling to remind myself where the shadows are. I won't do it on this gable end. Again, if you have a look at that, all of this is in shadow, and it's these little shapes of bright light which will really make this sketch come alive. I've forgotten to draw these buildings on there, so apologies for that. So there's stage one, a continuous line drawing, literally done in less than 10 minutes. So hope you've enjoyed that, and it won't be long before part 2 comes along. See you on the next one. Thanks again for all your comments and your kind remarks. They mean an awful lot. Thanks for looking, and see you on the next one. Bye.